a lot of people are afraid to say to their friends, or like they're afraid to criticize them, and that leads to instead criticizing them behind their back. But I think it's better to criticize them to their face. He's entitled to deal with it the way you know, he's used to dealing with. Perhaps this has given him a lot of anxiety and a lot of trust issues, but I don't know if standing for yourself equates to dropping a Google Doc on somebody that may be harming their career and reputation just for you because you dislike something they've said about you, because you dislike that they said that you had a parasocial chat and that you heart Parasocial farm and that your chat is better behaved. Oh no, that's his mod that said that. And that he has evicted models flirting with chat 24/7. So there's a male VTuber called Vane that tweeted his experience about Senz, who's another big indie. And Senz got into some kind of like nothing burger drama a year ago because he went on Takahata. It was like a game show and they put all of these gyats and like words, slangs, and they didn't know what the fuck it meant, and their answers were just like corny, and people started calling them racist and saying they're appropriating African American language, which honestly in hindsight was pretty dumb. It was pretty dumb drama, but some people are still salty at Senz for that. He apologized and everything, and people were still upset, so then he just, you know, let it go. Eventually everybody stopped talking about it. It only lasted like 2 days, like every internet drama. But today Vane posted his experience with Senz, and I was pretty surprised because it's like one of those VTubers that's very... What does milquetoast mean? Is milquetoast the word that I'm looking for here? Like that's very, you know, like proper, you know, sanitized, nice, plain, vanilla. Well, not plain because that would mean he's boring. He's not necessarily boring. I don't really know his content. Oh, milquetoast is nice, boring, not a lady killer. Okay, that's not the word then. No, more like just like, you know, sweet, like, you know, not very edgy, doesn't ever do anything shocking. Like, you know, people would have more gripe with me, I would assume, than with Senz. So it's the kind of Google Docs that I'm surprised to see. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing. Please remind me, because I didn't make a slide for it with Kunai. We're gonna talk about... So, my experience with Senz. And, you know, just looking at first glance from the comments, although... I don't know if the comment section are really representative of how people feel, because it's everyone's first reaction to just always, you know, sympathize with somebody, because obviously you're seeing it from their experience and they're hurting. Family friendly. Yeah, he's a family friendly streamer. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. So Vane says, I've always tried my best to keep things to myself, but I finally have to say something about this. I have to say this for the sake of myself continuing in this space as a creator, and I am no longer going to hide how I feel or hide from my audience what has been causing me anxiety. It has been awful being unable to speak out, and I almost didn't make a statement as I've been scared to speak out about my experience with a bigger creator who has been in this space far longer, especially when we have some mutual friends, and I fear what people will say about me once I make this statement. But I don't believe staying silent is the right thing to do. And although I'm relatively new to the space, I need to stand by my values, be true to myself, and also warn others about my experience. I went through this Google Doc. I could tell you my preemptive thoughts, but I feel like that would bias your opinion about it. So I'm just gonna read through it, and then we're gonna count to 3, and everybody needs to say their opinion on it at the same time. So Senz here in the screenshot says, Vane is, there's a 100,000% parasocial chat, so I don't know if it'd be the same. Vane is like hard parasocial farm. His chat might be better behaved though, zero culture. I don't know, I've never seen this chat. His entire model is a parasocial farm on its own. I'm getting big tits models and flirting with chat 24/7. Okay, to that I was very confused, because I was like, does Vane have like a model with boobs? And he actually doesn't. Like but he just has like a very muscular model. I guess that's what they mean by large chest. Something like that. Like he's very Eekman, I guess. And then the following individual has made me feel extremely uncomfortable about how he talks about me privately versus how he talks to me directly in group settings. I've always wanted to be in the content space and community as there's so many amazing, talented, and kind people there. But it's left me feeling sad and isolated and unable to trust anyone, always questioning their actions and intentions with me and whether they associate simply to try to use me. It means I can't make friendships or collaborate with people I want to because we run in similar circles, and because this individual is often there, I feel that I can never be truly myself around others or even be my true self when I'm with my own community, who at times will bring him up or use his emotes while it's in my Discord server and chat. Insincere behavior and interactions. I originally met this individual 2 months ago. Oh, that's recent. When I was invited to a small group collab by them, and have since then been in one larger group collab with them. And the above screenshot takes place on 31st of August 2024 after both collab happened. Regarding our first time meeting, they had asked a mutual friend to invite me and one other person specifically, both of whom he hadn't met yet, and he began by saying nice things to me. Thank you. Also, hi guys. I hope it's okay that, you know, asked. I was kind of shy to DM you guys myself. Nice to meet you guys. I've kind of seen you around. You seem fun, and I also have some fans who have told me about you, so I figured we should try and be friends. Also, bar.name vouched, and anyone redacted vouches for it. I love it. Following that, we had chatted in DMs, and he was friendly, kind, asking to hang out off stream. So everything here is going well. They're talking about playing ARAM. They're excited to hang out. Vane says, I usually keep to myself and I don't collab often, so excited to hang out. We also helped each other with me asking questions regarding content things, and in turn, my manager helped guide their manager with resources to find editors for them. Hey, I saw that you are a moderator of Senz, and they're looking for a clipper on Twitter. Here's a Discord server for them. It's a good server to find editors. I found editors for Vane on that server. Overall, I have thought that things have been friendly and amicable, but what is clear is that there is a big difference between how he talks to me directly and in group settings and how he talks about me privately. The conversation is being held within his Discord server within his moderator chat. This is after we talked privately and collaborated twice. I see other male VTubers whose chats are normal when they aren't even being themselves. What? They're just fake flirting to farm parasocials while I'm being my honest self and getting annoying ass kids. Maybe I just need to change how I act. He starts by asking for mod input on how to improve his chat and how other streamers have a better chat environment, and rhetorically ask if he had to be fake / parasocial / flirt with his audience or change who he is in order to get a better behaving chat. Big tits model / flirting and becoming parasocial. His manager then suggests talking to my manager for advice, to which he then starts talking about me in a very uncomfortable way shown at the start of the document. After that uncomfortable string of messages, he then proceeds to attempt to hide the statement behind no judgment. Bro gets milked, his chat takes his clothes off, and he pulls his shirt up and leans in. Love and Deep Space VTuber edition. No judgment though, good business model for a VTuber. I personally don't believe saying no judgment though is sufficient to give you the right to say whatever you like, and is effectively the same as saying no offense bro, but and following up with an offensive statement. As much as you want to use this as a cover to deflect, it is clear from reading the message what your tone was and how you truly feel about me. This wasn't even in a private one-on-one conversation, but instead one with your moderation, who are also your viewers, and it's expected that most mods will agree simply as they either don't know me, my content, or will just accept whatever stance you take as they're almost creating a hate group like environment. I think that's a stretch. That part is that's a bit exaggerated. He's venting to his mods, and it's in a private conversation. I mean, I don't even know his content. I would need to talk to somebody to watch this person. If he is playing in BFE or GFE, that's fine. I don't even care about that. But I don't know if I'd be insulted if somebody, like if I was pandering, why be insulted if somebody says that you're pandering? That's fine. Some people have flirty personality. Some people have, you know, very flirty personality, and it works for them. It's not necessarily gonna work for other people. However, Senz needs to stop complaining, and most of all, he needs to stop asking his mods what to do with his chat. Bro, the mods aren't gonna know what to do. It's like asking your viewers what to do or how to be it, but they're not gonna fucking know. You're the pro. You're the one that's streaming. And you have a relatively good career. This wasn't even a one-on-one conversation. Yeah, imagine listening to a volunteer janitor. Yeah, I know if I ask my mod team something, they're just gonna be like, yay, Rima, you're the best. You know, they're just here to be your cheerleaders. They're not the one making content. Just trust you. I wish people trusted themselves a little more. Anyway, this whole interaction was so uncomfortable that it directly contributed to 2 mods leaving their moderation team following this. And it's also how I came across this information to begin with. So I guess Senz mods left after this conversation and then they leaked the messages to the other guy. Honestly, alright, you guys tell me if I'm the one that's reading this right. I feel like what the mods are doing, leaking the messages to Vane and causing drama between the two, that's worst. I want to bring something up to you, babe. Hey. Not sure how much to look into this, but it wasn't something I read that didn't sit right with me. Not sure if you were aware, but I was in Senz Twitch Discord moderator for over half a year. Recently stepped down and have removed myself from his community as it isn't a place for me anymore. Not on bad terms, just wasn't a safe place for me. Have lost the fun in moderating when I would mod. Okay, well, I think we found the problem, chat. It wasn't a safe space. Well, I mean, that's the problem, or that's the downside with cultivating safe people that are looking for safe space for like cuddling communities. They will literally turn on you on a dime. My biggest fear is echo chambers, and I really don't ever want to be confronted with a single perspective or a single point of view or be surrounded by yes mans ever. So this is why we have the Agora in my Discord channel, so people can be confronted with opposite point of views and evolve and be challenged every day. Last week, I also apologized not bringing this up earlier. I didn't know how to go about it, and it took me a while to be able to form words properly. Senz was messaging us mods about how to make this content better and how to deal with parasocial annoying chatters. While it wasn't in a bad light, his manager brought up talking to Vane's manager about how to handle it, and Senz followed his messages with Vane is like hard parasocial farm, or his other model is parasocial farm on its own, and it didn't sit right with me that he was talking about another streamer like this with his mods instead of his manager to deal with. True, he shouldn't have talked about another streamer like this to his mods. I mean, you shouldn't talk badly or negatively about other people to anyone. It makes you look kind of bad. It's like, oh, well, if they're talking about the X person like this, then what are they saying about me then? Following that incident, you have since gone and nuked the mod channel just before a new round of trial mods joined. Well, if the mods left because of that conversation, and then he made a new mod channel for the new trial mods. True, you should only speak badly about streamers to their face. No, but it's true, you should only say, you know, the thing is, a lot of people are afraid to say to their friends, or like they're afraid to criticize them, and that leads to instead criticizing them behind their back. But I think it's better to criticize them to their face. Like, for real though. I am pretty blunt about a lot of things, but at least you always know how I feel about you. I shoot straight arrows. Oh my god, Rima, I saw you on H and Mr. H. Yeah, that was a mod's gift. Yeah, direct communication is the best communication. I agree. If this is how comfortable you feel talking about me in this context with your mods and viewers, I'm scared to think about how you would talk about me or other people in private. I feel like this was in private. Yeah, the mods made it happen. The mods recorded, they asked all of my friends to record tidbits for the video, and they put all the audio together, and then they commissioned them to do it. Yeah, when they do something stupid. I mean, I empathize with everybody, even the ones that do stupid stuff. I never have true hatred of somebody. You know, even after reading, even if I am a little bit critical, I don't, at the end of the day, I don't have any strong feelings or any feelings at all regarding the situation. Post discovering the messages. What makes me so uncomfortable about this is the direct contrast between how they talk to me and how they talk behind my back. He is overly about me and my team's hard work and holds a belief that my audience watches me for 5 hours each stream 5 times a week simply and solely because my model has a large chest, and nothing about the person I am, my ability to entertain, the effort I put in anything else. And even hypothetically, it was just due to the model, I spent 7 months working closely alongside my PM, artist, and rigger to bring this to life. And we all work tirelessly to design new features and ideas that push the boundaries of what a 2D VTuber can do. I mean, honestly, the redeems with taking pieces of clothes off is a fucking genius idea. That's a genius idea. If that is true, if he has that, that's so banger. We need to add that to the next model. And this doesn't account for the risk I took quitting my job or spending all this money up front while I juggle 60 hours work week. Just for everything to be all dismissed as it because your model has a shirtless toggle and can lean is really hurtful and is really disrespectful. I don't know what he's trying to convince us here. I believe him that he's putting a lot of work. Streaming for 5 hours a day is hard work. Like, I mean, if his channel is successful, it must be because he's doing something right. And it's probably not just because of your model. No one is successful because of just your model. Now, does Senz really believe what he said here, saying that his, you know, Senz didn't even say that he's only successful because he is a parasocial kind of VTuber. I think he only says that he's a hard parasocial farm. He's not saying all of your success and everything you've ever done, you're only successful because of this. I think here, Senz is doing the thing that guys do a lot, that Nuzagi does a lot, where he's like, I wish I was a woman. If I was a woman, I'd be making so much money because I'd have all the simps donating money to me. He's doing that thing where he thinks the grass is greener elsewhere because something's not going right with his chat. And we always believe that the other people have it better, right? But they don't necessarily have it better. It's just different. So here I feel like he's venting to his mods because his chat is acting stupid. And he's like, oh, well, this other streamer, like, he's doing BFE and he's doing, like, you know, his chat is behaving way better, like, and he's flirting with chat 24/7. Maybe I should do that. I feel like it's more like that kind of venting. That's how I'm reading it. Yeah, Evil Toaster said that also. I wish I was a woman so I could pillow fight with all the girlies. DN always catching strays. That's funny. And I'm not talking shit about DN, by the way, because I literally told him that this morning, okay? I was like, wow, DN, 4K, congrats. He's like, yeah. He's like, man, I wish I was a woman. And it was in the group chat with Parrot. I was like, you fucking dipshit. I'm a woman and I'm not getting that much money. Stop fucking saying that. And then Parrot is just like laughing, ha 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 ha, all in the caps lock, saying I fucking love this interaction. Wait, you're a girl? I'm gonna kill you. His language also makes me feel uncomfortable, treating me like a number and someone who he clearly doesn't respect but continues to ask for collabs with, since we share a similar space or they feel they can gain something from collabing with me. Well, okay, this is another thing that a lot of YouTubers, you know, they close themselves off because they feel like people are trying to gain something from them. But can't you both gain something from each other? Like, isn't it a two-way street? Aren't you both similarly sized content creators? You know, in the same kind of space. You're both male VTubers. But the work on oh, well, for the men to women, you know, is it easier for women to stream Tangent? The answer to that is, well, it's the barrier for entry for women is easier, but the cap for men is actually higher. But now actually, with the advent of VTubers, this is starting to be challenged because there's some female VTubers that are capping really, really high. As we saw with that Face Connect guy that got absolutely blown out of the water by Iron Mouse subathons. Like, Iron Mouse has way more subs than him. I mean, he goes on to say, normally if you don't like someone or respect their content, you would keep your distance, block them, or even just ignore them in a large group collapse. But instead, when I recently came back from break, this is how he spoke to me. He asked to collaborate on another platform that I will be debuting on soon, in part due to the fact that I had asked him questions about his platform before, and it highlights his desire to keep collabing or engaging with me despite how he feels about me. So here I'm expecting some kind of crazy twist. No, I'm talking about FaZe with a Z. like the douchebag org, not the Manhattan org. Senz, were you able to set up in Bilibili, by the way? We should collab there sometimes. I already have an audience there and can help introduce them to you. Also, they love collabs on Bilibili. I'm like, oh sweet, he wants to help him. All right, where's the backstabbing gonna happen? I also returned from break, after which I also asked a large group chat used for collab if anyone wants to hang out, and was immediately asked whether I wanted to attend his birthday stream, essentially asking if I wanted to make an appearance on his stream during his birthday to bring attention to it, and it would become something he would continue to be persistent about, me politely declining. Well, maybe, but that question is way older than VTubers. Want to come, like, it's like, okay, that whole women have it easier on Twitch than men thing. People always said that all the time. It's kind of like how, you know, people think that every OnlyFans girls makes bank because all the accounts we see are in the 0.1% of top OnlyFans. But really, there are so many of them that don't even make like $500 a month. Literally the other day, I was discussing it with somebody and they said that they just stumbled a girl profile and she tweets every single day on her OF and she has not even 5 likes on every post. Imagine spreading it for 5 likes. I mean, that's so sad. And the same thing goes for Twitch. I mean, there's a bunch of pretty women because there's too much pretty women actually that there's a bunch of them that don't even break the viewers. Yeah, just being pretty isn't enough these days. You gotta really stand out in other ways. But it is easier to get these first few viewers. I gotta say, it is a lot easier. And for female and male VTuber, the gap is even bigger, I'd say. It's so hard for a male to break in unless they are actually like really, I don't know. I'm not sure how you're supposed to make it as a male VTuber, not gonna lie. It's difficult. But like if you looked at the top streamers for the longest time, it was all male. So I think like the cap for them, once they start popping off, can get much higher. I think the BFE for males can work really well, really well, but you gotta have the personality for it. You gotta be an Eekman with like some passive riz skills. I've seen Shatter website, yeah, there may not be more than 10 viewers on every stream, but yeah, at least it's not 0. Some guy streamers, like I've had a guy friend that streamed every single day, guys, every single day for multiple hours a day, and he would never have more than 2 viewers in his chat room. Okay, so here he says that he's politely declining. So Senz is asking want to come to my birthday thing. If not, let me know, we can plan something for the 16. Okay, so for the birthday collab so far, I have, then he says the name. That is everyone available, right? I know some can't make it. I think Vane said maybe or something. And then Vane replies, sorry, I had AC guy coming over to fix things and a lot of stuff to catch up. Not all good. Are you still a maybe or you don't think so? So even politely hinting, after politely hinting at being a, just say you can't make it. And then later outright declining his invite just 2 days prior, his audience and later Senz personally joined my stream to ask me again and put me on the spot. Vane, did you want to join us? Okay, that part is a little weird. I don't know if he's just an airhead or, you know, whatever. This situation made me extremely uncomfortable and anxious, and I felt pressured on the spot since both of us were live in front of our audience, making it harder to decline his invitation. Okay, that's something I've read in a lot of Google Docs. People really don't like being put on the spot, huh? I'm wondering if Senz just really thought they were much closer. Why I have chosen to make a statement. Outside of the things he said that made me uncomfortable with him as a person and being associated with him going forward, he has also greatly considered the following options and outcome. I had also greatly considered the following options and outcomes, and ultimately did not follow through for the following reasons. Solution 1, pretend I saw nothing and try to ignore him privately and publicly, though I cannot block or unfriend him as to not start drama. Wait, you don't want to block or unfriend him as to not start drama, but instead you're making a Google Doc? A, I would need to step away from existing friendships and potential future collabs, always walking on eggshells, whether I wanted to tell the host why I couldn't participate, and this also risks coming across as snaky to others and would feel inauthentic to myself as I would be talking behind someone's back. B, at the same time, he would continue to visit my chat, popping in to say hi, whilst getting a shout out from mods, since I don't know how I would realistically ask my mods to not shout him out specifically without starting drama speculations. Jesus, man, do people really think through? You know what? if I'm going to somebody else's chat, I don't want a shout out. I'm just saying it now. I don't like this whole shout out system. I feel like a lot of people interpret it the wrong way. Now, when you just want to go say hi to somebody's chat and not necessarily stick around because you're busy, then people are like, oh my god, this person, they're only coming around for a shout out. And I've read that in so many Google Docs. Just don't give shout outs then. Furthermore, given some community overlaps, my chat has viewers with Snow Me, his community fan name, in their names, as well as my chat using his emote stickers in my Discord Twitch streams, which will serve as an ongoing reminder of my inability to escape the situation. I would also start speculation and drama if I ban his name and emote prefix from the chat, and I couldn't realistically ask people to stop using others' channels' emote as a whole. This would also mean I would need to be the one that has to step away forever, keeping my lips sealed, keeping things bottled up inside for the rest of my content career. Solution 2, ban him from my stream socials completely. This would be the same as what I'm doing now by making a statement, but without the context for my community, for the greater creator space, or for him. This would result in more drama and speculations, as well as an open opportunities for him to start rumors to talk ill about me or others. Solution 3, tell creators going forward that I don't feel comfortable with him privately to avoid him. No, this is the Vain and Senz drama. This behavior feels insincere to me and my values, and also may be perceived as snaky, starting allegations or drama about people behind their back. It would also be mentally exhausting to deal with, both keeping track of who knows and who doesn't, as well as pretending to be okay with things when people bring him up, but still needing an excuse to remove myself every time he is added to a collab. Alternatively, I could just never collaborate with anyone and keep to myself, but that doesn't feel right or fair, and I still do not want to trust and make friends in the future. Finally, the community overlap issues still exist and will continue on this solution. Solution 4, handle it privately and talk to them directly. This is likely one that many people reading this would expect me to go with. Yes, I expected this to be solution 1. There are several reasons I do not feel comfortable with the solution. At this point, I have only known the individual for 2 months, and although we were friendly in DMs, it's clear that we are not friends. They do not see me as in a friendly light, and I do not feel comfortable trusting or believing what he would say if we had talked, even if he had apologized. When he talked about me, he felt comfortable talking in that light to his mods and clearly lacks any respect for me, and I have no idea how he talks about me behind my back. Based on the context of how he talked about me to his moderators, he may also act upon the fact that he now aware that I know about his behaviors and preemptively starts talking about me to other creators in a bad light in hopes that if I ever do speak about him, he is ready to deflect the narrative or misrepresent events. Is Senz Admiral Baru? Like, I don't know that guy. But based on solely this document, I don't see it. This person has a lot of paranoia and has a lot of, clearly has thought about a lot of different scenarios. And I'm not entirely sure it's a good idea to act upon all of them. This is a 2 months friendship. He could just slowly distance himself from him, or handle it privately, or suck it up. And you know what? If you get invited to a collab where he's there, just say you're busy, or suck it up and just be, you know, act friendly. Like, I don't like everybody, obviously. I still wouldn't never have a problem into being or talking to the same room as somebody I dislike. That's just what being a professional is. And I've had to do it before. I've had to play on teams with people I had, you know, beef with. I've had to work with people I disliked at my work a lot of time for several days, for very long hours, sometimes 14 hours days even. It's doable. And yeah, disliking someone is not the same as hating. It seems, but do you believe this person hates Senz? Talk to HR. He does now. So I expect him to either backtrap his statement or attempt to flip this on me with some of the following statements in an attempt to minimize how he made me feel or what his intentions truly were. You misunderstood my tone. I clearly was joking. It's not that serious. You should have talked to me privately. I expect him to either backtrack his statement or attempt to flip this on me with some of the following statement in an attempt to minimize how he made me feel. But I feel like this person never considered that maybe that's not what his intention. What if it's not what his intentions were though? What if he is misconstruing his words to the most extreme extent? I don't know. Maybe, you know what? With everything that's been happening lately, with all the Google Docs I've had to read, I just finished going over the Wuzu rabbit hole. I just finished going over the Bunny gift and Admiral Baru rabbit hole, where there was some egregious stuff happening with a lot of strong evidence backing it up and a lot of people telling similar stories. Now, if there's like 11 more Google Docs that come out on Senz, all echoing the same kind of narrative, then I might put more weight into this. But right now, I just don't have a lot of energy to care about this, and I'm not sure why should we care about this. I know that the awful feeling he gave me is real. I and a few close friends know that the anxiety and trust issues I've gained from this are real. And I know that I have to learn to stand up for myself and commit to standards that I believe and will stand by for the rest of my career in this space. Yeah, that is true. He's entitled to feel about this. He's entitled to deal with it the way, he's used to dealing with. Perhaps this has given him a lot of anxiety and a lot of trust issues. But I don't know if standing for yourself equates to dropping a Google Doc on somebody that may be harming their career and reputation just for you because you dislike something they've said about you. Because you dislike that they said that you had a parasocial chat and that you heart parasocial farm and that your chat is better behaved. Oh no, that's his mod that said that. And that he has a big tit models flirting with chat 24/7. Actually, that last sentence sounds pretty based. Yeah, I have a big tit model. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? My model has bigger tits. Yeah, you want to compare? I haven't been a full-time content creator for a long time. Only started early this year, but I've truly tried my best to be friendly and open with everyone. Reading this is making me paranoid because I'm the kind of person that, I want to get a clear answer on somebody if I'm planning a collab with them. If they gave me like a wobbly answer, like, oh, I have this up so I can't make it, instead of telling me just like, no, I have too much work right now, I don't really want to collab, then I'm gonna try to set up another date for them. So now I'm like, holy shit, what if somebody I was trying to set up a collab with, they told me they were busy then, and I tried to set up another date with them, and then suddenly they were like, oh my god, is being really pushy after I politely hinted that I wouldn't be busy, that I would be busy. It's like, bro, I really just rather people be straight with me. Yeah, I dislike how people dance around saying no. Yeah, especially what if the person you're talking to is really slow at taking social cues? Regardless of whether I tried to resolve this privately, I don't think I can trust what he would say to me after how he speaks about me privately. And I honestly fear it will lead to more talking behind my back and misrepresent me to others. This document's not direct hate. Please do not do that on my behalf. At the end of the day, I'm just a person who's trying to chase my dreams and passion in content creation. Please don't treat me like a number you can use to boost your own career, especially when you are insincere in your intentions towards me. Speak ill of me behind my back and clearly don't respect me. Mary's in there. Saw you. I'm surprised that... Do I just have an unpopular opinion? I'm surprised that so many people are taking this at face value without any kind of critical opinion. Okay, I want to look at the reply now. Okay, it's only 4 pages long. Maybe a lot of people just don't like Senz. Maybe we don't know enough about him like these people do. I want to sincerely apologize. I'm sorry. The way I spoke in my mod chat was definitely unprofessional and could definitely be taken as insulting or belittling. Vane has every right to feel how he does. His feelings are completely valid and within the context provided after seeing what he has seen. I completely understand his mindset. I'm sad that it seems that way it does because I truly wanted nothing but his friendship. Firstly, I want to apologize for using the word parasocial, especially parasocial farming. I understand the way I use the term is not correct nor okay, and I shouldn't have used it that way. I'd like to explain what the word parasocial means to me and how I use it. Anyone who watches me regularly can confirm, as it's something I talk about very commonly because I like to have an open and honest conversation with my community. As I've said on stream, parasocialism to me is only unhealthy when either people involved make it unhealthy. I've said that there is absolutely nothing wrong with caring about your community and your creator deeply as long as it doesn't become unhealthy, and that correct boundaries are set. To me, it just means flirting with the audience. I understand that my definition of parasocial is heavily influenced by the internet. And that is not the real definition and can be easily taken badly. I have personally said that I'm parasocial in my chat to an extent, because in real life I don't leave my house, my community, and the few friends I have in the Vtuber space are really all I have. I truly did not mean to hurt anyone or make anyone uncomfortable. To provide context as to why I said what I said in the mod chat, I had a stream where many younger people from TikTok came in and just generally harassed me, treated me like an NPC. I was frustrated and came back as my mods if I was doing anything wrong. Vane was brought up and I said in that mod chat, I like his chat, but his content was much more different than mine. I absolutely agreed that the wording without context or knowing me personally looks horrendous. I was talking casually, so my tone might be off, but since I was talking to my moderators, I felt comfortable. I have never spoken poorly about Vane, or really anyone else. I don't like negativity, I don't want to spread it or be around it. I figured at the time, since there are things I talk about on stream regularly, my mods would understand, but I also understand how it seems when provided said context. It wasn't professional to have some sort of conversation with my mods, even if it is sometimes I discuss openly on stream. It could definitely seem like I was talking behind his back, which I did not mean to do in any way. Well, this is not the response I was expecting, quite a letdown. Well, this is the communities that they have, right? They're like the kind of sensitive type of communities. So he needs to apologize here. He kind of has no choice. And he probably feels like I do believe that he genuinely feels bad about it. Because, I mean, your community kind of represents you in a way. So he is probably like that too, to a certain extent. This is the kind of community he wanted. This is the kind of community he fostered. So yeah, I think this answer makes sense. But what if he went in there and was all defensive? That would not fly. That would not fly. If you're gonna be fully defensive and go like full bunny you might as well not respond. I think it's better to just keep quiet. I have said I am honestly jealous of VTubers who have the confidence to flirt with their chat, and that I'm not very good at direct flirting. I often say there's nothing wrong with parasocial content, nor is there anything wrong with wanting to consume it. I've defended it and I've said that I want to be able to do that myself with complete confidence, like not only Vane but some other VTubers who do it as well as they do. It's often something I tease my friends about, and I'm used to that type of banter. That doesn't mean that it was okay to say this about someone that could be uncomfortable with it, and that did not give me permission to say this about them. Thirdly, I want to clarify I have and would never say a model is someone's only reason for success. I've said many times on stream you can have the best model on the planet but won't see any success unless you know how to use it and have the personality to match it, which he does. I've said this about him whenever he's been brought up in chat. I respect Vane's hard work a lot. Didn't I say that? I said that saying that you form Parasocial doesn't... It's true. He never said that his model is the only reason for his success. That was words that were put in his mouth. Fourthly, as for my sincerity and or seeing someone as a number or using anyone, I honestly very rarely ever set up collabs, asked to collabs, or even wanted to collab. I've expressed this to people both privately and on stream publicly. I have extreme anxiety around others. I constantly am worried about being annoying, hurting others' feelings, and generally not living up to the standards of being a good friend. I'm honestly heartbroken that Vane felt used, and this is what I want to avoid the most. I care more about being friends. Would have been completely happy just going back to doing my own thing and just hanging out with people. I don't like the pressure of hosting collabs, and while I may have hosted a couple recently because I met some nice people, I wanted to push my boundaries a bit. I found them anxiety inducing and streamed on my own for years because of this. I don't care about numbers. I always said yes to collab I'm invited to by mutual people I trust. I've collabed with people of all. I usually prefer to stream and grow on my own, which I have done for years. The recent collabs I was invited to is the most I've ever in my entire VTubing career. I also want to clarify that all the messages I sent him in private and in our group DM are sincere. I was honestly excited to talk to him and hang out with him. I am generally very shy and I have trouble reaching out to other streamers. As for messaging him during my birthday stream, I didn't know someone from my chat had gone to his stream and asked him to join us, and I just asked him myself as a friendly gesture with no pressure behind it. When he said he was gonna do his own thing, I said no worries. I just wanted to extend an invite. To me, this just seemed like a friendly gesture. I apologize, Vane, if it came off any other way. And that's actually kind of sad because no, I believe Senz truly wanted to be his friend, and he was maybe excited to meet somebody else that he thought would be a good collab partner and maybe a friend down the road. And he got a little overzealous. And it actually hurts when you want to do things with somebody else and they're kind of like, actually no. Also, after talking with my manager, I have decided to change the way I handle my mod team. The way I have managed my mods, I've been too casual and unprofessional. I wanted it to feel like a friend group more than a mod team, and in doing that have caused people to feel uncomfortable. Well, as to how to handle mods, well, you should make it a fun environment because they're not being paid. So I don't think you can make your mods feel like they're working, because then it wouldn't be fun. One example for me there is a producer, so two producers, they always work together, and sometimes they have projects with, you know, full budget, and sometimes they have projects that they're like, you know, they're kickstarting on their own, but if it goes well and if they manage to pitch the final product, then we'll unlock, you know, the full budget. But so to get the initial project started, then they need people that are willing to work, you know, for less, but that are still gonna create a good product. You know, creatives and a bunch of people. You need to bring a lot of people together. And these guys, they're so good at bringing people together because they're so, like, they have so much to handle and they have to wear so many different hats. But they're always gonna make you feel like you're having a lot of fun, even though it's really hard work. And I've worked on a couple projects with them, and they're really cool, and they make everybody want to be there, even if they're not being paid like their usual rates. And that's a kind of charisma that I think you should try to bring, and the kind of fun vibe that you should try to bring when people are doing, you know, are helping you out with things, when they're working for you, when they're moderating with you. So yeah, I will try to yell less at my mods, and I will try to bring the fun vibes. But professionally, you are responsible for your mods' actions. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you are, but I mean, I think that's why you gotta pick your mods carefully in the first place. And I feel like a lot of streamers don't pick their mods very carefully. And then things like that happen, where the mods leave because they get upset at something the streamer said, and then they leak things. Kind of like Senzawa mods, they revolted on her when she, you know, became Gora. Can we get some natural sunlight in the basement as well? All right. We'll make it work, Celtic. But it's coming out of your next paycheck. But this is why I don't really mod a lot of people. And I think Legal Mindset said that too, that he only has like 2 mods or 3 mods. So you want mods that are not gonna pick fight with people on Twitter. Like the other day, there was legit like somebody spurging out at Rosie Bell Moo, and it said that they had modding for like a corpo in their Twitter bio, and I was like, oh my god, that is not a good look. What paycheck? They literally just said they're not paid, but I don't get paid. Well, we can work it out in some other ways then, Celtic. What's Twitter? Wait, why are you guys asking what's Twitter? Rosie got some weird messages from a weirdo online. Dude, they're fighting with Rosie over what? They're fighting with Rosie over demons in their head. No, like, I'm not even exaggerating. I think that person was like insane or schizo. Yeah, they were really weird. That person wasn't actually a mod of that agency they were claiming to be, because I contacted them to warn them, and they weren't actually a mod, so we're good. But it's just to show you how negatively it can reflect on you. Yeah, I know, Rosie is an innocent cow. I know, she's the nicest person ever. Yes, Rosie Belmoo, she's one of my friends. I did the Crib Review collab with her. Okay, let's go back to Senz. As for the mod chat being deleted, we deleted the mod chat every time we get a new mods, because the mods talk about things in there sometimes and don't want that info to be given to newcomers before they get to know them. They have asked me to do this themselves. We didn't delete the mod chat after Vane was brought up either, and it was during the mod trial process, and it has been for many years. I rarely use that chat myself. I just meant more for the mods themselves than me. Lastly, I want to apologize. This seems rushed or a bit chaotic, but I forgot to provide anything or respond to any parts of the document. I'm currently at a convention without my computer and extremely distraught and about the situation. I truly believe this to be a misunderstanding. I'm sad we couldn't just talk it out privately. I understand I can be intimidating and that he feels betrayed and hurt. That being said, I understand why he or anyone else would want to distance themselves from me, but I hope that this helps anyone who reads it to understand my mindset a bit more. My wording was stupid. I had zero malicious intent. Yeah, at the end of the day, for me, I think it's the intent that's the most important. but it's also the trickiest part because we're not in their mind. So we have to sort of guess the intent of people. And it's usually easier to figure out what their intent was when there's a lot of evidence or a lot of people that are coming out for their stories. But judging on what I've read so far, it doesn't seem like he had malicious intent. It was more like very gauche of him. The VTubing space can be extremely two-faced, and I have had my own experience with that issue. I understand why Vane feels betrayed and hurt by what I said. I also understand why he would be scared to talk about me privately about this. Please do not harass Vane or his manager. And then there's a TLDR. I want to look at the comments. I'm sad that it seems the way it does because I truly wanted nothing but his friendship. Based off the things you said, you were nothing but jealous of his ways of streaming and success, and that's far away from the concept of a basic friendship. It's backhanded interest. I don't know about anyone else, but it sends messages as being anything that could be labeled as jealousy. Like at worst, you can say he was being an annoying friend that doesn't know when to take hints. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Honestly, I feel like it was a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding. Still though, there were mistakes made and you acknowledged them. I've read both of your statements and I'm convinced that there is no reason this couldn't have been handled privately. You're correct that all of the things you've been accused of saying in private, you also have said on stream, but you need to be more mindful of how they're taken. Yeah, true. I'm super out of place for being kind of confused on everyone saying he's jealous of success and stuff when with statistic, I'm pretty sure he's more popular, whatever words you want to use. I'll be honest, we've reached a point where we will demonize someone in the most abhorrent way possible, all for being socially awkward. So true. We have become so judgmental. A lot of people also say, even from their own community, are saying that they should have handled it in private. So it's not just us. It's not just us, chat. People learn how to communicate better and stand up when something happens, like immediately say something. Because it's holding on to these things that make us uncomfortable and not tackling them head on that leads to this situation where it grows bigger and bigger and there's awkwardness and one person knows and the other doesn't. Yeah, it boils over internally. What else, Kendra? Are you allowed to feel uncomfortable? Absolutely. Was a Google Doc document necessary? Nope. Yeah, true. Yeah, you're allowed to feel however you want. I don't see how this concerns us. Lol, Lumi. People are actually telling Vane to deal with this privately. Like, did you read the doc? Your fave is a shitty person. It's just right that he gets exposed for it. I really looked up to Senz, really love his streams, his model, his content, but behavior like this is so disgusting. I've never unfollowed someone so fast. I'm utterly disappointed. I'm sorry you went through this. Damn. For saying someone farms parasocial relationships? Sheesh. I mean, maybe it's because that guy doesn't farm parasocial relationships at all. And then that would be an insult. Like, if he's not like that, then yeah, I could see how this is an insult. He hasn't responded to anything. So that's the last update we have so far. American VTubers are weird. I think that too, he assumed the worst without trying to see if it was actually the worst. But yeah, I mean, I think just distancing yourself would have been a valid tactic if you don't want to confront it heads on.